Pedestrianism was one of the most popular and commercially successful sports of the 18th and 19th centuries. Long before modern track and field, professional running events attracted massive crowds, intense gambling, and celebrity athletes. Known broadly as competitive walking, pedestrianism helped shape modern athletics while reflecting the social, economic, and cultural conditions of its time. The sport played a crucial role in the development of organized sport and professional competition. Let's talk about it. Pedestrianism emerged in Britain during the early 1700s, rooted in aristocratic wagers and feats of endurance. Wealthy patrons would sponsor runners or walkers, often servants and laborers, to race against time or rivals for large sums of money. These contests were not merely recreational, they were high-stakes spectacles closely tied to gambling culture. By the late 18th century, pedestrianism had spread beyond private wagers into public competitions. Events were held on roads, open fields, and later purpose-built tracks. Athletes competed in distance challenges ranging from short sprints to multi-day endurance walks, sometimes covering hundreds of miles. The 1800s marked the golden age of pedestrianism. Industrialization and urbanization created a large working and middle-class audience eager for affordable entertainment. Purpose-built venues such as indoor tracks and large halls allowed events to be held year-round and attracted thousands of spectators. Professional pedestrians became early sports celebrities. Athletes at the time were widely known and followed by the press. Some gained fame for their long-distance walks across the United States, while some dominated six-day races, events in which competitors walked or ran almost continuously for 6 days. Six-day races became particularly popular in the United States during the 1870s and 1880s. These endurance spectacles tested the limits of human stamina and drew enormous crowds, especially in cities like New York and Chicago. Prize money could reach thousands of dollars, making pedestrianism one of the most lucrative sports of the past. Pedestrianism included both walking and running events, though strict rules often governed walking technique to prevent competitors from running. Distances varied widely, from 1-mile races to challenges such as walking 1,000 miles in 1,000 consecutive hours. Training methods were rudimentary by modern standards but demanding. Athletes focused on endurance, diet control, and pacing strategies. Some competitors used stimulants or questionable substances to remain awake during multi-day races, highlighting the lack of regulation that characterized early professional sport. Pedestrianism reflected broader social trends of the 18th and 19th century. Gambling was central to the sport, with spectators wagering heavily on outcomes. Newspapers provided extensive coverage, publishing daily updates and detailed statistics, helping to popularize sports journalism. The sport also crossed social boundaries. While early pedestrianism was associated with aristocratic patrons, it later became dominated by working-class athletes who saw competition as a path to financial mobility. Additionally, women participated in pedestrian events, particularly in endurance walking contests, challenging contemporary gender norms and sparking public debate. Despite its popularity, pedestrianism began to decline during the end of the 19th century. Several factors contributed to this downturn. The rise of amateurism, particularly through organizations that emphasized moral reform and reduced gambling, undermined professional pedestrian events. New sports such as baseball, cycling, and later track and field captured public interest. Scandals involving fixed races, doping, and athlete exploitation also damaged the sport's reputation. By the early 20th century, pedestrianism had largely disappeared as a mainstream spectator sport, surviving only in modified forms within amateur athletics. Although pedestrianism faded from popularity, its influence remained significant. The sport helped establish standardized distances, timed races, professional training, and spectator-oriented competition. Modern track and field, ultra-marathon running, and race walking all trace elements of their origins back to pedestrianism. Pedestrianism also demonstrated the commercial potential of the sport, paving the way for modern professional athletics. Its history offers valuable insight into how sport evolves alongside social values, economic systems, and cultural interests. Pedestrianism was more than a simple contest of walking or running. It was a defining sport of its era. At its height, it captivated audiences, created athletic celebrities, and laid the groundwork for modern competitive sports. Though largely forgotten today, pedestrianism remains an important chapter in the history of athletics, illustrating the enduring human fascination with endurance, competition, and physical achievement. Thank you for watching. I'm a small channel, so any support or feedback would be appreciated.